What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you are a first timer to the channel, then welcome to you guys as well. Thank you guys for being here. This is our watch list video for Wednesday, February 22nd. I send these out to you guys for free every single day. I do weekly swings, monthly swings. Make sure you guys are checking out that. I also have a ton. There's probably over 100 videos, learning tool videos for you guys to learn how to play this strategy. Right from the simplest thing of what the candlestick numbers mean right up to broadening formations. So make sure you guys are checking out those videos. I'm also on Twitter at Mr. Clark Griswold, or you can join me in the Griswold Trading Discord. Those links, after this video is not live anymore, those links will be in the description below. So make sure you go check out the Discord with that link. And everything that I offer for you guys, whether it's free or fee-based, can be found in that Discord. So there's a bunch of free rooms, but there also is a Griswold Gold membership. It's $50 a month, or you buy 2 months, you get the third month free. There's one-on-ones with me, just you and I together to discuss whatever you want to discuss. There's live trading bots in the private rooms. There are the Strat indicator, which is this time frame continuity, the candlestick numbers, the inside bar is yellow, the outside bar is white, Sarah Strat Sniper's 50% rules. Okay, those are all included. I've combined all of the Strat indicators into one indicator for your guys' convenience. What else do I have? In the 1 hour Strat course, if I didn't mention that before, but I think I did. The top fives from these setups that I give out every single day, those go to the Griswold Gold members. And there's a bunch of other stuff. It's all listed in the Discord. The other thing I want to talk to you guys about is this screen right here. This is TradingView. So if you've never used TradingView before and you want to start using TradingView, or you want to start using something like this, you need it to day trade. It's a very important piece of the puzzle. But if you're looking for something like this, again, after this video is no longer live and is just after the fact, there will be a link in the description below to access a free 30-day trial to TradingView. And then if you decide to use that subscription, then you get up to $30 off of it. But it's free for 30 days, no obligations. Okay, let's get started on this list, guys. This is how I trade every single day. I might not use the daily chart. And if the daily chart doesn't work for you guys, then set your triggers and your targets on a smaller time frame than that. So whether it's the hourly, 30, 15, but then you're going to want to manage that trade on even a smaller time frame. Now, you don't have to. It's easier not to do that with common shares, but when you're trading options, I would highly suggest that you're managing on a smaller time frame than when your triggers or targets are set. So for me, if it's not the daily, it's the 15. I set my triggers, I set my targets, and then I go manage that trade on the 5. And usually I'm only in a trade for anywhere from 3 minutes to an hour. I don't like to stick around too long. I like to make my money and get right out. So I'm going to go through this list that you see on the right-hand side here. This is all of the stocks that I usually scan through at this time. But now that we're going live, I'm able to scan through it with you guys. And I go through and I mark the triggers and I mark the targets if there are setups. So that's how we're going to do it. We're going to go through these tickers together, and I'm going to show you guys how I do it. So sometimes when we do these live videos, it'll already be done. This one is not. But we'll start with American Airlines, and it's a 2 down red, so there's no setup there. It is 2 down on the week, though. So if you watch the weekly swing video, this is already triggered, and it's likely hit some targets on that weekly as well. We move on to Apple. Again, Apple's got no play. It's a 2 down red, so there's nothing there. Next up, 2 down red on Airbnb. So nothing there. Adobe, nothing there. AFRM. So AFRM has a 2 down green. So when we have a 2 down and it finishes green, that tells me there's a higher probability that this is going to trend back to the upside. Does it mean that's exactly what's going to happen? No. But the probability is there, and every strategy that you guys are looking at, whether it's this one or something completely different, it's got probability involved. And if anybody tells you any different, they're lying, because nobody knows what this next candle is going to be. They can't tell you because they don't know. So probability is when we have a 2 down, we call it a failed 2, it finishes green. Probability is we're looking for that to trend back to the upside and hit targets here. Every candlestick tells a story. Okay, so the faster and the easier you're able to realize what story that candlestick is telling you, the better off you'll be. And guys, again, this is live, so if you have questions, feel free to put them in the comment section on the right-hand side there, I believe it is. You have questions, ask them, and we'll answer them as we go through the video. But AFRM, that's our setup on the daily for AFRM. AMC, 2-up green, so we've got nothing on AMC. AMD, nothing going there. Amazon, nothing going. So the one thing I would say we have on Amazon, it looks like, is we've tagged the bottom of a broadening formation, but we've kind of just hovered in around that thing. So you could draw another one if you wanted to go, you know, can we do this one? Not quite. So you'd have to go to here. So higher highs to higher highs up here. I can draw that in real quick for you guys, I guess, just to show you. Where is it? Higher high to a higher high. Okay, so we've tagged the top. We've come back down to the bottom of this one. Now we say, where is that going to go? Is it going to continue to trend down, or are we going to make our way back up? So let me zoom in here. That's the only reason I would look at this, to trend back to the upside, but it's probably not going on the list, okay? Activision, no setup. BA, again, no setup. A lot of stuff went 2 down today, or 2 down continuation. Baba's got nothing. BAC's got nothing. And again, I haven't looked through any of these guys, so we're looking at these fresh together. I don't know what any of them are. Here's a 2 down green on BIDU. So BIDU has triggered 2 down on the week, but it finished green today. So the target would come up to here. So you'd be looking at calls at 141.57. And first targets at, what do we have there at the high? 144.13. I'm not going to put that target in, but you guys can. If we trend up, we've got the hourly, the daily, and the weekly, quarterly, and yearly all in our direction. Okay? So that's something to look for on BIDU. BIDU is something that we are putting on the list. We move on to Beyond. So Beyond has an inside bar. I like when they get these because I like explaining to you guys how the inside bars work, in case you don't know. So a lot of you who have been with me for a significant amount of time, or even just a little bit amount of time, will know that I love the inside bars. If you're new, if you're struggling, I always tell people to use the inside bars. Now, this one's painted yellow because of the Griswold Strat indicator I created for you guys. Now, you don't have to be a part of the Griswold Gold membership to get this indicator. You can purchase it separately. It's $25, one-time fee. You get it for life. Any updates, they're automatically added to the indicator that you already have. So when you see these yellow bars, when you have the indicator, I want you guys to think of a spring, and I wish you guys could see the way I'm like compressing my hands. Imagine a spring getting compacted, squished, lowered, squeezed, and when you release that pressure, you're looking, there's my low battery, I don't even know if I'll make it through this video. You're going to want to see this thing explode after that pressure is released. So very similar to what you see here off of this inside bar right here. We had that big explosion down for 2 days. Okay, so that's what we're looking for off these inside bars. We are still trading inside on the week, looking to trigger out of that. So I know that because of these 2 pink lines here, okay? We haven't broken through them. Those are my triggers on the weekly. So we're going to look for calls at $17.56 or puts at $16.37 on Beyond. We move on to Citibank. There's nothing doing there. CAT, I won't give you guys on the daily setup. CCL. So CCL, here's another one. 2 down green. And we have already broken the weekly trigger, but guys, we are full time frame continuity back to the upside. So I would look for us to take this thing back up to the upside off of this 2 down green. So we're going to look for calls off of this one at $11.28, and the first target just goes to the top of this wick right here. So it's that 11, whatever that is, 11.57 range, something in there. Okay, so that's the setup on CCL. We move on to Chewy. Chewy, nothing playing there. CL, inside bar. Okay, so we'll mark out our inside bars. We have gone. I wonder if that's an old weekly setup. It is, so we will get rid of those pink lines because that is a older setup. And we're going to look again here for this inside bar. Is it a shooter candle? Not quite. We need 2 times. The wick has to be 2 times the size of the body. We're not quite there. But it's pretty close. So we can look for puts at 73.90. First targets at, to the bottom side, 72.96. And to the upside, we're at the top of this candle in that $75 range. That's the setup on CL. CMCSA. No setup off of there. CMG, I don't give out on the dailies. Let's scroll this up. CRM, we've got nothing. Cisco, we've got nothing. CVS. CVS has nothing. CVX, that's Chevron, nothing. There is a shooter candle there, or close to. Full time frame continuity. It's been in a downward spiral all year. I've talked about it multiple times. CVS, same thing. We'll see if CVS retraces to this orange line here. That's the 2 down on the year. We move to Datadog. So Datadog's got a 2 down green. We've broken that weekly. So again, we can just put our trigger to the top, and our first target goes to the top of this candle right here. Okay? That's your first target. And we have a really great time frame continuity on Datadog in order to make that trade work out for us. Okay, we'll move on to DIA, the diamonds. Dow Jones Industrial ETF, nothing doing there. Disney, nothing doing there. And guys, normally I scan through these really quick. If it's a 2 down red, I'm skipping through it. If it's an outside bar, I'm likely skipping through it. If it's a 2 up that's green, I'm likely skipping through it. So DraftKings, 2 up red. There we go. This is all I'm doing. Triggering, target, we're going to look for puts. We're at the top of a broadening formation again, like clockwork, guys. It's like clockwork. Now, broadening formations, they're a little bit subjective, I think, anyways, but they are still useful. So we're looking for that reversal off the top of the broadening formation, and that is our second target. We need to fill this gap right here, low to the high, or the high to the low. Sorry, we need to fill that gap. That becomes our second target. This could be a really good play on DraftKings. Dollar Tree, I'm going to skip over because we don't give them out on the dailies. And we're going to move on to DocuSign. DocuSign's got nothing. DWAC, I don't give out. eBay, we're going to leave eBay alone. We're going to leave Etsy alone. We're going to leave EW, Edwards Life Sciences, alone. Ford Motor Company has trended down. We're 2 down on the week. For Ford, that one's getting left alone. Fubo, okay, Fubo's got this inside bar, so we can look at the inside bar on Fubo. Whoops, let's move that inside bar trigger there. This inside bar trigger here. And there's your setup. Calls at 239, puts at 223. If we trigger to the upside, we go 2 up on the week as well after this pink line, but we do have time frame continuity pointing to the downside, so we'll see how that plays out on Fubo. GE, that's General Electric, 2 down green. I'm probably going to leave this one, guys. I'm not going to touch it. Too much of a shooter candle there. We're going to leave it off the list. GM, nothing doing there. GME, nothing there. Google, nothing. See how these are 2 down reds? I'm flipping through these things. Home Depot, I don't give out. Hood, I don't give out. IBM, nothing there. INTC, nothing there. IWM, 2 down red. JP Morgan, 2 down red. Coca-Cola, inside bar on Coke, okay? So these are the ones that I like. And so now I've put that target there. These highs of these last 2 candles are exactly the same. Okay, so we're just going to move that target up to the top there. We're going to move this one to the bottom of the previous candle. And then we're going to put in our target. Right there. Full time frame continuity to the downside. But here's the thing with Coke, guys. 2 scenarios here. We have full time frame continuity to the downside, but we also have a broadening formation working here. Okay? So we're looking at these highs to these lows, to these highs, to these lows. We'll see if this comes back up to the upper range on the broadening formation. Otherwise, we're likely heading back to the downside and using this as what you would call support. So puts at 59.72, calls at 60.23 on Coca-Cola. We'll move on to Lucid. Lucid 2 down. Let me zoom in here for you guys. Make this easier to see. Lucid, nothing doing there. Take that off the list. Lows, no daily. Lithium, or LTHM, I always say lithium. Nothing there. Lulu, nothing there. LUV, I don't usually give out, so we'll skip past. Let me scroll up. Lyft, we've got nothing on Lyft. Nothing on Macy's, nothing on MasterCard. Facebook, the metaverse, okay? 2 up red, close to a shooter candle, but not quite. We're going to look for puts here at 171.88. And this is our trigger. Targets go down here. It's very, very simple. Again, if you guys are listening in here and you have questions, feel free to ask them, okay? MGM and Monster I don't give out to you guys on dailies. Outside bar on Moderna, so no setup there. Marvel, I don't give setups on. Morgan Stanley, nothing. Microsoft, nothing. Okay, Microsoft is 2 down on the week. We go on to Micron Technologies, nothing. There is a shooter candle there for a 2-2 continuation. Nothing on Netflix. Neo's got a 2 up red. So we could take that to the downside if we wanted. It has full time frame continuity to the downside on Neo, so we can look for that one as well. Nike, nothing doing on Nike. NVAX, there's nothing. Let me zoom up here. NVIDIA, there's nothing. Oracle, nothing. Pfizer, inside bar. Actually, this is a 3-1 setup on Pfizer. So let's take a look at it. We put in our triggers. Tops of the wicks, bottom of the wicks, and our targets. I will put in these targets for you guys on this one. Change these to green. My daily targets are always green. And let's do another one here. Target to the bottom side. Okay. And so this is a 3-1 setup, guys. And it's similar. It is an inside bar in its own right, but it's preceded by, man, give me a second here. It's preceded by an outside bar. So when we have something like that, I'm on the 1 month now. How did that happen? Back to the daily. It's preceded by an outside bar, so it doesn't happen very often. Usually when it does, we get a really good run. So this one triggered, hit a couple targets, didn't quite fill the gap. This one here triggered, but it wasn't a great play. So probability tells us that when we get these 3-1 setups, they're usually pretty good. And these blue highlights are part of the indicator as well. They highlight the double inside bars. The gold highlight the single or the 3-1 setups. So here's another one here. We triggered and we didn't quite reach what we thought we would. So again, it's based off of probabilities. Probability tells us 3-1 setups are powerful. They tend to do very well. This light blue line is my monthly trigger. So we have gone 2 down on the month on Pfizer already. So we are almost through February. What do we have left? 7 days, 6 days. So we'll see if in that 6 days we can come down to that dollar and hit our target for our 2 down on the month, and that would push us 2 down on the year. Okay. So that's the setup on Pfizer. It's something that we should be watching because Pfizer has been again in a downward spiral for a while. We'll move on to Procter & Gamble. Pfizer, I'm actually going to mark that out as a setup on the 3-1. Procter & Gamble, 2 up green, so there's no setup. We have gone 2 up on the week, as you can tell by the pink lines. Pinterest, 2 down green, so we can put a play here on Pinterest. Pinterest isn't something I normally play. The spreads are kind of wonky on it. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're not. But we can look for triggers at 24.63 and first targets at 24.79 on Pinterest. Palantir, 2 down red. Plug, 2 down red. Peloton. So again, here's something on Peloton that we can look at. We trigger at 13.40 and set our first target right there at 13.74 on Peloton. PayPal. So PayPal, here's that inside bar again on PayPal. You can see how well the last one worked. It had a really, really big run to the downside. PayPal's got time frame continuity to the upside. So we'll see how this thing plays out. Calls at 75.57, puts down to 73.68. We go into Qualcomm, nothing. QQQ, the Q's got nothing, but it is 2 down on the week now. And we have trended down off of that broadening formation. We go on to Roblox, nothing. Rivian, nothing. Roku, 2 down red. Starbucks, 2 down red. SE, 2 down red. Shopify, 2 down red. So not a lot of great setups today, guys, as we come into Wednesday, into hump day. Sega, nothing. SLB, you could look at this one as an inside bar shooter candle. Time frame continuity is, for the most part, pushing to the upside. And then I can mark these targets out with you guys. There's target 1, target 2 to the bottom side. There we go. And that's your setup on SLB. On Snap, it's 2 down red. SoFi, 2 down red. Space, same thing. SPY, same thing. Square, same thing. TD, I don't look at. TDoc, TechL, TGT, same thing. 2 down reds everywhere. There's an outside bar on Tesla. The Trade Desk, 2 down red. So nothing doing on that one. TELUS, I don't give you guys. Uber, 2 down green on Uber. So we can look for this to trend back up. We've got great time frame continuity for that to happen. First target is at the bottom of the wick to fill that gap like I normally talk about. And then your next target after that, again, goes to the very top. Again, if you guys have questions, leave them down below, please. Or leave them in the chat section, and we'll have them answered here. That's the setup on Uber, so we'll mark that blue on the list. And the way I do this, guys, I just have little flags here. I color in blue, and that automatically sets up my daily chart on TradingView. We move to Upstart, 2 down green. So again, you can look at Upstart again. Not a play I normally give to you guys, but it's got time frame continuity, and so we can look for calls at 1858 to go back to the upside on UPST. Visa, there's not going to be anything there that I'm going to give you guys anyways because the spreads are too far apart. WFC, there is nothing there. Walmart, big outside bar. XEL, so inside bar on XEL, it's XL Energy. Got good magnitude to both ends of this thing. It looks really, really good on this one. If I'm giving you guys a hint, this would probably be on my top 5. It's got full time frame continuity to the downside. It's got really good magnitude for room to move. So XEL is something that I would have on my top 5 list for the Griswold Gold members. XLU, 2 down red. It's got full time frame there. XLV, 3-1 setup, full time frame to the downside. We've got fairly good magnitude to come up. The magnitude to the bottom side is unfortunately not as good, and it looks almost identical. It is. So what I would do in this case then is I would move the target, unfortunately, to there, and that's a big target to hit. Really good magnitude. I don't know if we hit it on Wednesday. So that's the setup on Spider Healthcare ETF. Put that on the daily list. 2 down green on Exxon. So we've gone 2 down on the week here. This is something, again, I probably wouldn't put on the list because it's a little iffy. It's a shooter candle. It's green. We've gone 2 down on the week already. If I was going to play this, guys, that's what I would be looking at. That would be my trigger. I'd be looking to have a continuation to the downside on ExxonMobil. 2 down on Spider Oil and Gas. And again, full time frame continuity to the downside. So I'm going to give you guys a couple seconds here. If you guys have questions, leave them in the chat right now, and we can answer them while we're still here. If you're checking out, thank you guys. Make sure you're subscribed. Join me on Twitter. Get in on the Discord. Those links will be in the descriptions below. And then again, if you need more help with this, I do one-on-ones with people. One-on-ones are part of the Griswold Gold membership. They come with that. It states that you guys only get one a month. Realistically, you guys get as many as you need. I'm here to help you guys out. Okay, guys, if that's it, I don't have any questions coming in. Thank you guys very much for joining me today. Good luck trading on Wednesday. I wish you nothing but the best. Good luck, and we will see you guys all on the next one. Bye-bye. Oh, wait. Are you only trading inside bars? Is that what you're asking? Inside bars? No, I'm not trading just inside bars. So, again, if we go through this list, I don't know if you saw from the start, but if we go through this list, here's a 2-down green, okay, on AFRM. This is a 2-2 reversal back to the upside. That's what I'm looking for. So, I don't only trade inside bars, okay? I recommend, if you're new or struggling, to concentrate on one setup or the other. So whether it's 2-2 reversals or inside bars or 1-2-2 rev strats, whatever you want to look at, I just think the inside bars are the easiest for people to look at because you can take it in either direction. They're very easy to spot. Even if you didn't have this yellow candlestick here, even if it was just a regular candlestick, even if you didn't have the one showing down here, it would still be fairly easy to see that this is an inside bar based on the fact that it didn't break the high and it did not break the low of the previous candle. It stayed within that range. So I just tell people, if they're new or struggling, concentrate on one thing. It doesn't have to be the inside bars. Like I said, it could be the 2-2 reversals, but focus on one. So when we're children or when we go into a new job or when we're first learning math, like we learn to roll over first, and then we learn to sit up, and then we learn to crawl, and then we learn to walk. It's a step-by-step process, and if you get overloaded with too much information at once, there's nowhere to concentrate and really apply yourself. So I always tell people to take it one step at a time, get really good at something, then move on to the next step. It's like learning chapters or learning mathematics. You learn to count to 10 first, and then you learn to count backwards, and then you start learning simple math, and then of addition, and then subtraction, and then you move into multiplication, etc., etc., etc. Okay? Yeah, so, and again, you don't need to trade off of the daily charts. I give these setups because stocks and ETFs, etc., tend to move really, really fast off the start of the day. Okay? That's usually where they have the biggest moves, is first thing in the morning. So I give you the daily setups. But if those aren't working for you guys, then don't use the daily setups. Use the hourlies, use the 30-minute, use the 15. Set your triggers and targets on those time frames, but you still need to, and you don't need to. If you're trading options, I would highly suggest that you manage your trades on a smaller time frame. If you're trading common shares, and I'll show you this real quick. If you go to the hourly chart here, let's go to SPY. If you trade the hourly chart on SPY with common shares, let's just say at worst you went from $414, $400.14 to $398, okay, or $399. We'll say $400 and $399 to make it easy. That's $1. That's $1 loss on a 1 hour chart. Okay, but if you're doing that loss on an options, you can, if you waited that long on an options trade to go that far, especially on SPY, your option is almost worthless now. It's probably less than 50% of what it was. So that's why I say it's a $1 difference on common shares, but options are a lot tougher to stay in and have a stop loss on the hourly than it would be on the 5-minute chart, because the 5-minute chart, most candles are $399.45, so 50 cents. Okay, so it's a lot less than what you're looking for on the hourly, and that candle on the hourly was a little bit more than $1, but this one's only really 50 cents. So when we're looking at that, it's easier to manage a trade, especially options on a smaller time frame. And again, if you're just learning, I would suggest that you do these trades with common shares, because again, if you're learning and you don't know how to get stop losses out, and I've got tons of videos to show you guys how to do that, but if you don't know where to get out, where you should be getting out on a trade, then common shares work really well, because you're going to lose a lot less than you would than trading options. Okay? So if that's all you got, then I am going to head out. Thank you guys for tuning in today. And like I said previously, good luck trading. I hope you guys are green on Wednesday. I hope you guys are always green and have green days every day. If you have questions, again, you can leave them in the comment section below after this video is not live anymore. All the links that you need to get a hold of all the stuff that I provide are down below in the description. So thank you guys again. Follow me on Twitter, get in on the Discord, and we will see you guys on the next